As I delved deeper into the teachings of Stoicism, it became clear to me that this ancient philosophy is not just about mastering the mind or finding peace amidst turmoil, it's also about creating. It's about how the values of Stoicism have been woven into the very fabric of art and literature across centuries. The more I explored, the more I realized how this resilient mindset has inspired artists and writers to push the boundaries of expression, to convey the profound, and to capture the essence of human existence. Stoicism in classical literature. The Stoic hero emerges. In the annals of classical literature, the figure of the Stoic hero stands tall, unmoved by the tides of fortune, steadfast in the pursuit of virtue. When I first encountered the epics and tragedies of ancient Greece and Rome, I was struck by how often the protagonists embodied Stoic principles. Take Aeneas, the hero of Virgil's Aeneid. Faced with the destruction of Troy and the daunting task of founding a new city, Aeneas remains resolute, his duty to the gods and his people guiding him through despair and temptation. His unwavering sense of duty mirrors the Stoic belief in living in accordance with nature and reason, even when the path is fraught with suffering. I found similar echoes of Stoicism in the works of Shakespeare. His tragedies, particularly Hamlet and King Lear, are rife with characters who grapple with the chaos of the world, striving to maintain their integrity in the face of overwhelming odds. Hamlet's introspective soliloquies, his musings on life and death, resonate deeply with the Stoic meditations on the transience of existence and the importance of self-mastery. Lear's journey, though tragic, is also a journey toward Stoic wisdom, a painful shedding of illusions and an ultimate, if belated, acceptance of the world as it is. Stoicism and the Renaissance, rebirth of classical ideals. The Renaissance was a period of rediscovery, of ancient texts, ideas, and, importantly, Stoic philosophy. As I traced the influence of Stoicism through this era, I was captivated by how Renaissance thinkers, artists, and writers embraced Stoic ideals, integrating them into their creative works. The Renaissance, after all, was not just about the revival of classical art, it was about the rebirth of the classical mind. Michelangelo, whose art defined the Renaissance, was deeply influenced by Stoic ideas. His sculptures, particularly the David, reflect the Stoic ideal of inner strength and resilience. The statue, with its calm demeanor and poised stance, is a physical embodiment of Stoic self-control. Michelangelo's David is not just a biblical hero, he is a Stoic figure, prepared to face Goliath with unwavering courage and composure. In literature, Stoicism found a voice in the works of Michel de Montaigne. His essays, written with a deep introspection, reveal a mind profoundly influenced by Stoic thought. Montaigne's reflections on death, suffering, and the human condition are imbued with Stoic wisdom. As I read his essays, I felt as though I was engaging in a dialogue across the ages. Montaigne's Stoic reflections resonated with my own quest for understanding and resilience in the face of life's challenges. The Enlightenment and beyond. Stoicism in the Age of Reason. The Enlightenment, with its emphasis on reason and individualism, was fertile ground for the resurgence of Stoic philosophy. As I explored the literature and art of this period, I was struck by how Stoic principles were championed by thinkers who sought to elevate reason as the guiding force of human life. One of the most striking examples of Stoicism's influence during this period is found in the works of the philosopher and novelist Voltaire. In his novel Candide, Voltaire critiques the optimism of the day, advocating instead for a more Stoic acceptance of the world's imperfections. Candide's journey, filled with suffering and disillusionment. Ultimately leads him to embrace a Stoic philosophy, accepting the world as it is and finding contentment in the cultivation of his own garden. Similarly, in the visual arts, the Stoic influence can be seen in the works of Jacques-Louis David, particularly in his painting The Death of Socrates. This powerful image captures the moment of Socrates' execution, a scene imbued with Stoic themes of duty, acceptance of fate, and the pursuit of virtue. As I stood before this painting, I was moved by the calm resolve of Socrates, his Stoic acceptance of death as an inevitable part of life, a testament to the enduring power of Stoic ideals. Romanticism and Stoicism, a paradoxical relationship. At first glance, the emotional intensity of Romanticism might seem at odds with the Stoic emphasis on self-control and rationality. Yet, as I delved into the works of Romantic poets and artists, I found a deep, albeit paradoxical, connection to Stoic philosophy. The Romantics, though often driven by passion and emotion, were also preoccupied with the Stoic themes of nature, fate, and the sublime. William Wordsworth, one of the central figures of Romanticism, infused his poetry with a Stoic appreciation for nature's majesty and indifference. His famous poem Lines Written a Few Miles Above Tintern Abbey reflects a deep Stoic understanding of the natural world as a source of solace and wisdom. Wordsworth's contemplation of nature's enduring beauty and his acceptance of life's impermanence resonate with Stoic teachings on the importance of aligning oneself with the natural order. In the visual arts, the Romantic fascination with the sublime, nature's overwhelming power and beauty, can also be seen through a Stoic lens. Caspar David Friedrich's landscapes, with their solitary figures gazing out at vast, untamed wildernesses, evoke a sense of awe and contemplation. These figures, often dwarfed by the immensity of nature, seem to embody the Stoic ideal of accepting one's smallness in the grand scheme of the universe. The modern era, Stoicism's continued relevance in art and literature. As I ventured into the modern era, I was struck by how Stoic philosophy continued to influence artists and writers, even in an age of rapid change and existential uncertainty. The 20th century, with its wars, technological advancements, and shifting social norms, provided fertile ground for a renewed exploration of Stoic themes. In literature, the influence of Stoicism can be seen in the works of writers like Albert Camus and Viktor Frankl. Camus' philosophy of the absurd, though seemingly at odds with Stoicism, shares common ground in its emphasis on the importance of how we respond to life's challenges. In the myth of Sisyphus, Camus presents the image of Sisyphus, eternally pushing a boulder up a hill, as a symbol of the human condition. Yet, it is Sisyphus' defiance, his acceptance of his fate, that echoes Stoic resilience. As I reflected on this, I realized that Camus' absurd hero is, in many ways, a modern Stoic, finding meaning not in the outcome, but in the struggle itself. Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning offers another profound connection to Stoic philosophy. Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, writes about finding purpose and meaning even in the most harrowing of circumstances. His emphasis on the power of choice, the ability to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, is a direct reflection of Stoic thought. Reading Frankl's words, I felt a deep resonance with the Stoic idea that while we cannot control external events, we can control our response to them. In the realm of visual art, the minimalist movement can be seen as a modern expression of Stoic principles. Artists like Donald Judd and Agnes Martin sought to strip away the excess, focusing on simplicity, order, and the essence of form. Their work, characterized by a serene austerity, reflects a Stoic approach to art, eschewing the superfluous in favor of clarity in purpose. Conclusion: the enduring legacy of Stoicism in art and literature. As I conclude this exploration of Stoicism's influence on art and literature, I am struck by how deeply this philosophy has shaped the creative expression of human experience. From the Stoic heroes of classical literature to the introspective works of modern writers, Stoicism has provided a guiding framework for understanding the world, facing adversity, and finding meaning in life. In art, Stoicism's emphasis on virtue, rationality, and acceptance of fate has inspired some of the most iconic works in history, works that continue to resonate with us today. Whether through the calm resolve of Michelangelo's David, the contemplative solitude of Friedrich's landscapes, or the minimalist purity of Judd's sculptures, the principles of Stoicism have left an indelible mark on the artistic landscape. For me, this journey through the intersection of Stoicism, art, and literature has been more than an intellectual exercise. It has been a deeply personal exploration of how ancient wisdom continues to speak to us, guiding us in our creative endeavors and our search for meaning. As I continue to study and reflect on Stoic philosophy, I am reminded of its timeless relevance and its power to inspire not just thought, but art, beauty, and the very act of living itself.